Hello, everyone. Happy Whinypaluza Wednesday.
Happy Whinypaluza Wednesday.
Oops. This is hard. You can't see it. No need to whine. It's Whinypaluza Wednesday. Get some wine, get a drink, and join us and talk to us. And talk to us about the topic today. It's too long of a title, though. You are enough today just as you are.
You could just say you are enough today.
I understand that. And
Okay.
It's working?
Yes.
We're live. It's working. We're early for the last time because we have to pick up Ella, and her internship is ending this weekend, and we will go back to our regularly scheduled 9 o'clock live on Wednesdays. But today, we apologize for being early. Hopefully you find us. And I was spiraling a bit this weekend and Monday morning, and that is where this topic came from. This topic is all from me. The next topic is a topic request. This week it comes from me, and I know, and I want to tell all of you this, that if you are having an issue, if something is upsetting you, bothering you, you are never alone. And I promise you there are other mothers, other people that are struggling with the same issues. So as I talked myself down, I decided to share and help others and help myself along the process. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about where my head was at, and then we're going to talk about tips on how to help ourselves feel like enough.
Awesome.
So I get in this place, and I think I did a better job last summer than this summer. Last summer, we had just gotten a pool, and I think I was in pool la la land, and I was just like so happy to have a pool and so happy to just be in my backyard. And this year I'm going a little bit like backyard stir crazy. Like, I love being in my backyard, but I need more action.
You've had some extenuating circumstances preventing you from some of the action.
Well, and I think that part of my frustration stems from the fact that I have been in my car so much this summer, more than I anticipated. I think I didn't anticipate it. And there's been days there's days that I wake up and I'm like, oh, you're going to be in your car all day. So so there are silver linings in there. I am so happy that my children are doing things that are in their interests and that they are not sitting home on their phones. And they all had doctor's appointments today, and the doctor was like, I am so glad you're keeping them busy. I'm glad to hear they're not sitting home on electronics. Like, they were so happy to hear that. And I was like, yep. And she's like, I know you're in your car all day. Like, she understands, she has kids. So yes, I'm in my car all day, and yes, I'm not doing fun summer things. And I think that led to why I was kind of spiraling last weekend, because, you know, this is about the time of the summer where I start to twitch, because I know it's going to come to an end before I blink. And I really want to make sure that I get to do the summer things that I want to do.
Yep, this is when it's time to cram in all the possible summer fun we can.
And I think that we're going to start with step one. How can we feel like we're enough? And I'm going to tell you that step one is, hi, how are you? So step one is that when you are at the end of your day, I don't want you to start thinking about the list of things that you did not do that day. That is one of the worst things that we can do to make ourselves go to bed feeling like crap. And like, if I went to bed going, oh my God, I drove my kids around all day, I didn't get anything done, I didn't get to do anything. If that's how I go to bed at night, I'm gonna feel like crap about myself, about my life, about my attitude. Instead, I wanna switch the script, and I wanna switch to, what did I do? What am I proud of? What was good about my day? Like, let's not think about what we didn't have. Let's not think about what we didn't do. You're always going to have a list. And I think that my list, I will make a list, and I will then expect myself to do all 10 things that day. So we're going to move to step two. And step two is, we have to have realistic expectations for ourselves. And there's a thing that's called unrelenting standards. You know this term.
I do.
I know this term, and I know that I can get trapped into that of having standards that are way too high for myself. And that's going to just set me up for failure and feeling like crap. So if I have realistic expectations of what my day is going to look like and what I'm going to do and what I'm going to accomplish and what I'm going to enjoy, if I can enjoy the journey, if I can, give myself praise through the day, I'm going to feel a heck of a lot different than if I'm thinking about what I didn't do and if I'm thinking about very unrealistic expectations. So that is step 1 and step 2 to feeling like enough. And I think that for me, the beginning of the day and the end of the day are most crucial, but we're going to talk about during the day too. Like, you want to set yourself up at the beginning of the day with a realistic expectations for the day and with a positive attitude. If I go into my day thinking about, I'm going to drive, I don't know, I'm making this up, 60 miles today, and I'm not happy about it. Like,
you're the rest of your day is going downhill.
So the way that I start my day,
and win your night.
Yes, and when I go to bed, I want to think about the positive things about my day and feel like good enough, like you're good enough, you did enough. And that brings me to, it is not about what we do. It is not, we are not worthy and enough because of what we do. We are worthy enough because of who we are as a person. And I'm measuring my worth based on my accomplishments in the day. Like, for example, I got my blog and a podcast done, so I'm good enough today. No, you're good enough even if you don't accomplish that. So I think that I can get caught. I think I frequently get caught in the trap, and I'm reining myself in because I think I was doing a good job and I think I'm like losing grip a little bit. So this is me reining myself in. I think I was doing better than I have done this week. And I think that I started to fall into the trap of, what did I accomplish today to make myself worthy?
Ouch. It's about who you're being, not what you're doing.
I understand that logically.
Yes.
I think that we need to spread that to people, that what they do is not what makes them a worthy person. Because I think a lot of us fall into that trap. So you don't think you fall into that trap?
Oh, I didn't say I'm perfect at it by any means. I'm sure I can beat myself up for not getting done everything I want to get done, or compare it. A big one is comparison is the thief of joy.
That's next.
Okay, then I'll let you talk about it. I did not memorize your blog. I apologize.
You read it. Did you like it?
I told you it was really good, and I told you we could use it at work.
Oh, I forgot about that. You really did like this one.
I did.
So if you go to whinypaluza.com, you can read the full blog with details, because we just kind of summarize it when we talk about it. But step 3 is life is not a comparison. And you know that moms go on Facebook, and I see people in Hawaii and Paris and London and
taking amazing vacations, going to concerts.
Yeah, and I'm like, I didn't plan any trips for us. Why didn't I plan any trips, Seth? Will you tell everybody?
Because our children's schedules of activities have made it impossible to travel since Ella's internship started, because she has her internship, so we can't go anywhere during that. And then right after her internship ends, I think it's literally the next day, heavy football practice the season starts, so we can't go anywhere because Max is here. Max has football. So I think there literally might be a 48-hour window where we could hypothetically go do something. But that's about it. If we were going to do something like go away, we needed to go back in time, and we needed to do it in June, like right when they got out of school, not realizing that we were going to run out of time relatively quickly.
I think that the lesson learned for Seth and I this year is that we had time at the end of June and beginning of July to travel. And I think like 4th of July weekend would have been like the prime time for us to plan something. But hindsight is 2020.
Right, they've just gotten done with school. We were relaxing. This is the couple of weeks we have nothing to do. We didn't think we better hurry up and cram in a vacation.
Yeah. So
At least I didn't know it was going to be an issue.
I don't even know that a summer vacation is a necessary thing. But, you know, I think that we need to remember there's so many things about this that I want to say, but I'm going to summarize it with we're on our own path. We're on our own journey. It's about us. It's about my party of 5. It's about my family. It's not about what every other family is doing. And what works for one family is not going to work for my family. And I also want to tell you that I will tell you this 50 million times. You don't know the whole story. You don't know if they can afford the trips that they're taking. You don't know if they're in a happy marriage. You don't know if the trip went well. You don't know if they can afford the pool they're putting in. Like you don't
know if someone else is paying for it for them.
You don't know anything about anyone's financial status or their relationship status. You know, there was a couple that looked beautiful on Facebook and I knew that they were having terrible marital issues. Nobody knows that. They're not like putting that out on Facebook and saying, we're having marital issues. Or like a perfect example that I wrote about is we went to the Erie County Fair. We had a wonderful time. We left when it was drizzling. By the time we started walking, it was pouring on us. Now, should I have taken a picture because it was hysterical? Yes, but I didn't think about it until later. And so the pictures that you see on Facebook are of us having a wonderful time at the fair. You don't see us drenched.
Not of me running 3/4 of a mile in the rain, absolutely soaked to go find the car.
Well, so thank you to my husband for getting the car for us. And oops to, you know, it was drizzling. So we're like, okay, we have to go anyway. We have to take Ella to her internship. So we're going to leave. It started to rain anyway. We didn't know it was going to start to pour. So bottom line, you don't know the whole story. And please don't compare yourself because it just makes you feel bad about yourself. Just live in your own bubble, in your own world, in your own life, and what works for your family. And step 4 is if something is bothering you, like me, like I'm like, oh, I want to go to Paris and Hawaii and Bahamas and all these places. I like really want to help my kids see the world. I want to see the world. Where do I want to go? I need to set goals for myself. So if something is bothering me, if I'm bothered that we have no time for a family vacation, then Seth and I are going to work towards a goal. We're going to save up, we're going to plan, and we're going to go away, like let's say winter break. Yep. So if something is bothering you, if you're upset with how your body looks and you're comparing yourself to everybody else, then start setting a goal to work on yourself. I want you to love yourself. I want you to love your body as you are today. But if you want to get healthier, that's not a bad thing. Just start making goals towards things that are going to make you feel better.
Absolutely. And if it's, you could, A, don't compare yourself to the Instagram fitness models. and B, you could also purposely compare yourself to people who have less, are doing less, are not as fortunate as you to make yourself feel better.
Oh my God.
Or you could compare yourself to yourself 5 or 10 years ago if doing the past version of yourself and the current version of yourself would make you feel better about where you've gotten to.
I love that. I just finished Demon Copperhead, the book.
Okay. Oh, was this an audiobook you were listening to?
Uh-huh.
You don't sound happy about that.
Well, the life that he lived can really make you feel fortunate. The social work jobs that I was sent on to the home visits can really make you feel fortunate. We don't look at all that we have. We tend to look at what we don't have. Yep. So we tend to look at what we don't accomplish and what we don't have, and that will set us up for not feeling like enough versus being thankful for what we have and being thankful for what we do and what we are. So as much as I want you to set goals for yourself, I want to move to step 5, which is I want you to love and accept yourself how you are today. And I want you to understand that everybody is imperfect. I don't know a person in this universe who doesn't have flaws. And I think we're all unique and we all have strengths and weaknesses. And what I want to tell you about Seth is that I don't love Seth because he's perfect. I love all of him. You have even said to me, You expect me to be perfect. No, I never expect you to be perfect. You know, Seth and I have flaws. I will point out my flaws because I don't want to make Seth upset, but Seth is wonderful and sweet, but he can be snippy, okay? And when Seth gets snippy, he'll be like, you expect me to be perfect. I don't. I never expect him to be perfect. I can get cranky, hangry, bitchy. I'm not perfect. I will tell you that if you work on, you know, everybody being well fed and well watered, you get much happier family members.
Very true.
So Max agrees. So step 5 is that we're loving ourselves and our strengths and our weaknesses and our imperfections, and we're accepting who we are as a person. And I don't just love myself for my strengths. I need to love the whole self and everything about me.
Amen.
How do you feel you're doing with that one?
I work on it every day.
Okay. Well, that wasn't a rating.
Did you want me to score myself on 0 to 10?
I would love to know how you feel about this one because it's important.
I'm working on it.
Okay. You're working on it. So part of the motivation behind this topic is that what I realized is that if I don't feel good enough and I complain to Seth about something that's making me feel not good enough,
Yep.
then my wonderful, amazing, fantastic, sweet, loving husband feels like he's not enough because he's trying to provide an amazing life for us, for me and him
Yes.
and our kids. And if I complain about something, then he feels not good enough.
Up until now, yes. Up until, the other day when we had this conversation. Now I'm working on not taking it personally and realizing that it's about you and not about any failure or lack thereof on my part.
So it's a win-win. So if I work on feeling like enough, being thankful for what we have and what we do, being thankful for the life that we have and the kids that we have and the house that we have, et cetera, then it also helps. Now, Seth is his own person.
Yep.
But I want to help and we want to make each other feel good. And me complaining to Seth about something does not make him feel good. Now, the way to say it, I'm going to tell you, everybody, 2 ways to say it. So, and I'm just using this because this is our most recent example. If I want to go on a vacation, then what not to say to Seth and what to say to Seth. So what not to say to Seth is, I can't believe we didn't plan a vacation this summer. I'm miserable about it. Like, this sucks.
Yep.
Okay.
Sounds
so
familiar.
The correct way to say it would be, I'm a little frustrated because of the children's schedules and not being able to schedule a vacation. So can we work on scheduling one for winter break when the kids are off?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
That's a good
there's
plan.
ways to say things.
Yes, that way does not make me feel personally attacked.
Max needed to make me laugh. So step 6, very important to be your own best friend and to learn to be your own best friend. And what I mean by that is as I'm spiraling and talking negative to myself Monday morning and talking about my week and what I'm frustrated with and what I'm negative about, I'm realizing what I'm doing to myself. And there's this critical voice in your head. And sometimes people have called it like the little bully in your head. And it's picking away at me this past Monday morning. And so I have worked so hard on how I talk to myself. And as you can see, I'm not perfect and I'm still working on it. But in being my own best friend, I realized what I was doing and I decided to flip the script and change how I was talking to myself and be like, it's okay. Like, comforting myself, talking to myself, rewinding and saying better things to myself. So we're being our own best friends and we're not letting the critic and the bully take over in our head. And that helps us immensely to feel like enough. And I talked for a while to Seth about this for how he talks to himself.
Yes, and that was an awesome communication development, and I have felt much better since then.
Awesome. And I'm going to move along. We have 2 more, and then we have to get our daughter. One of us has to get our daughter. We'll do eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
I'm going. There you go. Mo.
Okay, Mo, thank you. So step 7 is to celebrate victories along the way. I think we do a great job celebrating our kids. I think I'm really good at celebrating our kids. They get an A on a test. They get their license. They finish their internship, whatever it is. Like, I'm like their biggest cheerleader, and I just am so happy for them. Well, what about being my own biggest cheerleader and celebrating my victories? And I'm going to tell you a small victory. Are you ready for this? In my scrambling of getting my children where they need to be, I have not really made myself any appointments this summer. My wonderful husband bought me a massage gift card because he knows how hard I've been working. And he's like, honey, you need a massage. Well, I haven't made myself any appointments. And today I'm like, darn it all, I'm getting my nails done. So after a very long time, I did go and get my nails done and felt like a success, like I celebrated. And I was like, you did something for yourself. Yay!
Now you need to book your massage.
So now I need to book my massage. But my point is that as you have small successes, like you lost 2 pounds. Yay, good job. Keep it up. Whatever it is, celebrate and make yourself feel good. And finally, we need daily reminders. And I talked to you about how important it is how we start our day and how we end our day. But I also want to talk to you about throughout the day. And some people post Post-it notes around the house. Seth could post Post-it notes on his computer screen. He's at his computer all day. I could post stuff on my mirror or by my sink or on my microwave so that I see stuff, like reminders of, being kind, being your own cheerleader, being, doing things that make you feel like enough. I am thankful. I am grateful. I am enough. Like, just remind yourself throughout the day. And one of the ways that I do that is through a journal. I love to journal and write to myself. So that's another way. But just catch yourself throughout the day and work on it every day. And don't let yourself feel like you aren't enough, because you truly are worthy and you deserve to feel that way.
Amen.
So hopefully those tips can help you. My husband and children motivate me to do better because I want to be a good example and I want to help them feel like enough. And if I don't feel like enough, that's going to flow to them. They're going to
comes from the top down.
Yes, they're going to copy me. They're going to model me. They're going to absorb it from me. So I'm going to finish up so that Seth can leave. I want to tell you that we had 2 winners of the August Whinypaluza Mom Challenge on Facebook. Come join the supportive free community on Facebook, the Whinypaluza Mom group. Nikki and Carrie won the August challenge, so I need to go get their prizes and drop them off. And this Friday on the podcast is Trisha Thornton, and she helps with children's big feelings, so you're going to love her. And Seth, do your thing.
Please remember to like, rate, review, share, and subscribe. And go to the link tree at whinypaluza.com and check out every one of Rebecca's resources, including signing up for the free 3 times a week newsletter full of informative tips and tricks to make you a better parent and spouse.
Yeah, the newsletter is doing really well.
Yes.
I think it's the most successful right now.
It is the one making you the most money right now. And it's free.
Yeah, it's free. So the group is free. Go listen. The podcasts are free. At this point, everything is free. I don't know that it's going to stay that way forever, but as of today, it's all free and accessible to you. And I just appreciate you joining us, and share this with someone that you think could benefit from it, because I think a lot of us want to feel better about ourselves. And
happy Whinypaluza Wednesday.
Have a wonderful week. We will see you next week at normal time. Thank you for tuning in to the Whinypaluza podcast. If you like what you heard, please be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. While you are there, leave a review. I love to hear your feedback. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time.
This show has been produced by Market Domination, LLC. To discover how you can have your own show completely done for you and turn it into a real published book and become the authority in your marketplace, go to www.marketdominationllc.com/podcast offer.